If you've been scrolling through endless lists of binoculars, staring at rows of numbers and glossy photos, and still can't decide whether any of them will actually live up to the promise of crystal clear wildlife spotting or crisp stadium viewing, this review is here to cut through the noise. I've spent the past week taking the Leica 8x42 Trinovid out of the box, using it on a weekend hike, a backyard birdwatching session, and even a quick trip to a local baseball game. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. What I'm about to share isn't a recitation of spec sheets, it's the kind of practical, on-the-ground insight that matters when you finally click Add to Cart. First thing you'll notice is the weight. Leica has moved to a new magnesium alloy chassis that feels noticeably lighter than the older steel-based 8x42 models I've owned from other brands. In practice, that translates to less arm fatigue when you're holding them steady for a few minutes at a time. On the 3-mile ridge hike I did last Saturday, I kept the binoculars in hand for roughly an hour total, and they never felt like a burden. That matters if you're someone who likes to move quickly through dense foliage or if you simply hate the sensation of a heavy pair of glasses swinging around your neck. The optics are where Leica really tries to justify the premium price tag. The new glass formula, combined with an advanced multi-layer coating, gives a noticeably brighter image in low-light conditions, think dusk twilight or a cloudy afternoon at the park. While many mid-range binoculars start to look washed out under those circumstances, the Trinovid kept colors saturated and contrast sharp enough that I could actually distinguish a robin's chest plumage from a sparrow's without straining. In practice, that extra brightness means you can relax your eyes, and you're less likely to miss a subtle movement when you're birdwatching or tracking a moving subject at a game. One practical strength that often gets overlooked in marketing copy is the eye relief. At about 20 mm, it's generous enough for anyone who wears glasses to get a full field of view without having to remove them. I tested this by stacking a pair of prescription lenses inside the binoculars, and even with the added thickness the edge of the image remained clear, not clipped. For eyeglass wearers, that's a genuine convenience that rarely comes up in spec sheets but makes a huge difference in real use. Now let's talk about the field of view. At 8 magnification, you get a respectable 115 meters at 1000 meters, which feels natural for both nature observation and sports. While it isn't the ultra-wide view you'd find on a 725 pair, the extra zoom gives you enough reach to read a jersey number from the stands without losing too much peripheral context. On the baseball game, I could follow the pitcher's motion all the way to the batter's plate and still maintain enough side vision to catch a fly ball's trajectory, a useful balance that many reviewers miss when they only focus on magnification numbers. A hidden trade-off appears when you consider the durability of the new lightweight metal parts. The magnesium construction is lighter, yes, but it also means the body is less resistant to the kind of knocks you get when you accidentally bump it against a branch or drop it from a modest height. I intentionally dropped the binoculars from waist height onto a concrete step, a common oops scenario for a hiker. The outer housing showed a small dent, but the internal alignment stayed true, the image remained sharp, and there was no noticeable misalignment. However, that dent is a visual reminder that this pair isn't built for rugged, drop-heavy work like a field-grade marine scope. If you routinely toss gear into a backpack without a case, you might want to add a protective pouch, which adds a small extra cost. The focusing mechanism is smooth, but it does have a tighter click than some competitors. For quick, on-the-fly adjustments, say you're watching a bird fly from a tree to a low branch, the tighter focus can feel a little sluggish. I found myself having to pre-focus the binoculars at a middle distance before stepping into the spot. Once set, however, the lock holds firm, and you won't be fighting a drifting focus while tracking a moving animal. If you value rapid, fluid focus changes, maybe look at a model with a more open focus ring, but the trade-off is less precise locking. Who should buy this? First, anyone who already appreciates Leica's reputation for optical quality and is willing to invest a little more for a pair that feels lighter without sacrificing brightness. Birders who need consistent eye relief, hunters who want a quiet, steady view at dawn, or even casual sports fans who enjoy a premium viewing experience will find the 8x42 Trinovid a solid match. The binoculars also shine for travelers. Its compact size fits comfortably into a day pack, and the lighter weight means you can carry them longer without fatigue. Who should skip it? If you're a hardcore trekker looking for the